In this video, I'm going to give a really short overview of how to use Pear Deck. So this is kind of just a getting started video. So my recommendation would be to actually start within Google Slides and just find a slide deck maybe that you want to make more interactive. Or you could start from scratch if you want. You could just create a new slide deck. And what you're going to use from here is an extension or add-on. So what you'll want to do is click on this extension, and the first thing you'll have to do is click this Get Add-ons button, and you will want to search for Pear Deck. All right, came up right away for me, but it's already installed for me. So that's what you're going to want to do, step one, and install that. All right. Step two would be, I'm just going to go to extensions, and since I already have it, I'm just going to hover over this and then click Open Pear Deck Add-on. And over here, this is the menu that I'm going to use to kind of get started. So I'm going to go through, this is the slide deck for PD that I used. Maybe I want to use Pear Deck with this and I want people to type a response to this. So how do I add that to my slide? I just actually go over here, and this is the section I'm going to work with. Maybe I want them to just type a response. I could just add this text button. And now once this is done, it's going to ask students to write their response on this slide in Pear Deck. I could also add multiple choice or any of these other questions. Now, something really cool is there's a really great template library. And I love how, they're broken into these different categories. It's just so cool. There's even subject area questions. So let's say I want, at the end of my slide deck or my presentation, I want to ask some maybe reflection questions. So let's see. I kind of like this one. Maybe what's the most important thing from today? All right, so I'm just going to click on this one, and it's actually going to add in a whole slide for me, which is great. And I can change the prompt a little bit. I didn't have a lesson, it was a PD session, so maybe I want to change that. Okay. So I encourage you to explore the template library and just kind of look at those and then add in some questions to your slide deck. Now, once it's time to actually use it with students, you go through the same process. You go open up your Google Slideshow and you open up the Pear Deck extension. And then from there, what you do is you click Start Lesson. And you can either do it as a student-paced activity. That's where students get to decide, to go forward or back, or an instructor-paced activity. This is where you decide what's on their screen, right? For a typical presentation, you're going to go with instructor-paced. And this will launch it. This is what you're going to project to students because there's going to be a code that comes up. So you'll see students connecting right here. You'll be able to see how many students have connected. And then once everyone has joined, one nice thing is that the code's still right here. And if a kid goes, I didn't get it, you can click that and it'll come back up, which is really nice. And you just kind of go through from here. Let's get to one of those questions with a prompt. Okay, so this is one where students would write their response. All right, and I will say that students do have to use their Google account to log in. So they will have to go through that process. So I'm actually logged into my presentation on my phone, and what I'm going to do is click Show Responses, and you can see, you can actually see me typing as I enter my answer. And so you can hide responses, show responses. When you lock the screen, then students will get a message saying they can't change their response at that time. Okay. When you're done, you're going to end your session. They do allow you to save it. And I also want to add real quick, you can add on-the-fly questions with this new prompt button. So maybe in the middle of the lesson, you decide, I want to ask a question right now. Hope this was helpful.